The echoes of resistance. You can laugh at madness until the night comes. That's when those who mocked it most discover the price they pay for turning their backs. I remember the last time I was home, years ago now, but the smell of that kitchen and the half-hearted laughter of my family linger like mildew in the corners of my mind. They sat around that oak table, the same one where we shared birthday dinners and holiday celebrations, mocking my obsession like a pack of hyenas. "You're going to disgrace us," my father said, his face a mask of contempt, tainted with disbelief. "You're throwing away your future on auditory nonsense." Those words cut deeper than any knife. It was in that moment of ridicule that I decided to walk the path of the forsaken. Cartography not of lands, but of echoes, urban acoustic hauntology, I called it. I was driven by a haunting curiosity, a need to trace the ghostly whispers that curled through the subterranean mazes beneath our city. I sought to unravel the connection between sound and the shadows of our built environments, mapping the unexplainable phenomena that lay hidden beneath the surface. But no one heard my pleas for understanding. They only saw madness. And then, one dark night, validation arrived in the form of whispers from the unknown. The tunnels beneath the hospital, long rumored to be more than just old sewage systems, breathed life into my work. The echoes I recorded were haunting, otherworldly, impenetrable, undeniable. I emerged a pariah turned expert, hailed by those who had once laughed at the idea of haunted architecture as they now scrambled to grasp my findings. Fame came with its own horrifying price. Years passed, shaped by both terror and triumph. I uncovered truths that should have remained buried, phenomena no living voice could have made, and the world began to listen. No longer was I the crafter of illusions. I became a warning, a testament to the dangers of ignoring what lies beneath. In a twisted turn of fate, my family's laughter transformed into whispers of fear. Now I found myself at the threshold of that same house, the place I once fled in shame. I stood at their doorstep, nerves twisting like a string of twisted metal. I was no longer the delusional failure they had mocked. I was the keeper of secrets, each one a ledger of existence that both terrified and entranced me. I knocked once, and the sound echoed like a death knell. My mother answered, her smile faltering as recognition washed over her. "You're back?" she whispered, as if I had returned from a dark ocean. "Can I come in?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. As I crossed the threshold, the tension thickened like fog, suffocating all semblance of warmth. "You look different," my father said, the derision in his tone barely masking his disbelief, his eyes scanning me like I was some grotesque painting come to life. "I hope you're not here to tell us more of your delusions." I took a deep breath, grasping my satchel like a lifeline, and revealed the small recorder I had brought with me. You don't know the half of it. With a click of a button, the room filled with a sound that should not have existed. Distorted echoes, whispers words, drenched in sorrow and rage. My family's laughter faded into a choking silence, their faces paling as the ghostly sounds wrapped around us. "What is that?" My mother's voice trembled, her facade cracking. "Those are the echoes of the tunnels," I replied, my heart pounding with a mixture of dread and vindication. "It's a reminder of everything you didn't believe, everything you chose to disregard. They won't let you forget. At first, they tried to dismiss it. It's just static," my father grumbled, his bravado wavering. But the sound grew louder, the whispers more distinct, filled with the anger of those who had endured solitude and madness far deeper than any ridicule they could muster. The air grew heavy, thickening with the weight of the unspoken. "Help us!" the echoes pleaded, weaving their nightmares into our reality. and suddenly it was as if the walls themselves began to shimmer, revealing shadows, no, figures dancing just beyond the corner of vision, faces twisted in anguish, mouths moving in silent screams. My family huddled together, eyes wide. My heart raced at the sight. I realized I had become not just a witness, but a conduit of the horrors they had scorned. "You did this," my father's voice cracked like glass. "You brought them here." "No," I countered, feeling a surge of clarity. "You brought this upon yourselves. You chose to ignore the warning signs." My mother fell silent, tears spilling down her cheeks as the cacophony swelled, climbing to a crescendo. The shadows coalesced into forms that resembled long-lost relatives, their features warped and grotesque, eyes hollow with despair. The echoes of our familial love had turned into a wall of suffocating darkness. I turned and walked toward the door, every step resonating with finality. "I'm not here to hurt you, but you can't ignore this anymore. What lies beneath is speaking, and you have to listen." As I stepped back into the world outside, the door slammed shut behind me, cutting off their gasps and panic. The weight of their disbelief hung heavy in the air, a bitter end to the farce of understanding. I stood there, staring at the house, a mausoleum holding memories now tainted by truth. In that moment, I felt vindicated yet hollow. The knowledge I carried was a sword laced with the poison of betrayal. And why?